Hi. Hi everybody. Hi guys. Hello guys. Hi everybody. This is the Voice Corner.
Hi guys, this is the Voice Corner.
Welcome to the Voice Corner. Welcome to the Voice Corner.
Learn to unlearn some habits. There are times that I had to break the rules just so I can start working in my own becoming, because not all decisions are really easy to make, especially when you are at that point, that teen years.
Hello everyone, welcome to this another episode of the Voice Corner, aka the TVC podcast. I am Samuel, and with me here,
I'm Precious Adenike.
So thank you once again, and welcome to another episode where we are delving into more serious matters in our society of today. And in the last episode, we had a topic that we discussed, although not to discuss, but we not really discussed it like that. But now, we are fully set, composed, and ready to give you the best that we can. Out of curiosity and inquisitivity, that's where this podcast came from, the Voice Corner. And I have always had a lot of questions as a teenager, even as a young adult right now. And I feel we want to change and impact life one way or the other by people providing more information. So, and the topic for today is in form of a question. And listen to the question and sit tight. The question is, would you agree with me that most of the things we do now, that we see as habits, didn't come naturally? Or rather, they come and we do them for distractions. So, Precious, would you agree with me?
So, okay, yes, I would agree with you that not everything or every habit that we do comes naturally. Many of it is as a form of upbringing, the way we were disciplined, interacted with, and some is as a coping mechanism. So, yes, I would agree that it doesn't come naturally.
You said something now, coping mechanism.
Coping mechanism.
Okay, coping mechanism. All right. So, and in lieu of this question, this whole thing is drafted and delving into the main theme where this thing is leading us to, and that's the part of discipline. Yes, discipline. I know that you're not expecting me to say that, but so now the question is, what discipline are we talking about exactly? I am happy to inform you that it is home discipline, right? Because I believe the way we are brought up also, like you said, shaping our lives and influences us in one way or the other. So now, back to the question. The question is, what is now discipline? Would you care to explain that to us a bit? Precious, what is discipline?
It's what we are brought up. It's the way we are brought up. I feel it's how we are interacted with, what makes up our being. Something you just do that you make yourself do, or someone makes you to do. Yeah.
I see discipline as something that's shaping us, that's shaping our life. And that's what most adults see discipline as. I mean, as we grow, now they say that it's a discipline. The way you are brought up is the way you will eventually show up yourself and all. So now, but we're delving into the part of the parents and home discipline. So how does it affect us? You've seen people, introverts, extroverts, ambiverts, and then you even seen teenagers struggling with depression, scaredness, like being scared, and suicide. And these are really part of the things that influences our life today.
Yeah.
So another question, because I always, as growing up, I think I said it earlier, I always have to ask questions. I always love asking questions. I'm inquisitive. I don't really know how to hold conversations with people, but questions are always part of the things that I always come up with. So now, what they tag as discipline? How does it shape in our lives? Does it really help us in one way? And also, does it even have a negative side? Do you think it has a negative side?
Yes, it has both positive and negative side. I feel like the way we are disciplined and influenced by our disciplined by our parents, the way we are interacted with, as a way of influencing who we become. So that is when we see like some people becoming extroverts, some people fall into introverts and ambiverts, becoming kind of a thing. So I feel like the way we are brought up, the way our parents disciplined us while growing up, decides who has like a big, huge influence on who we eventually become. So whether you are going to be an introvert, it might be as a result of you being shut up every time, trying to like when you want to do something, they just say no. And you are just used to like people don't want to listen to me. Let me just be on my own so I don't get into trouble. So that kind of discipline, upbringing can influence us or some person to want to keep to themselves and shut up from the noise or trying to be seen or heard in the public. So they stay in and be introverts.
Yeah,
So like that, it's for extroverts and ambiverts too. There are some people that their parents, has given them this background of where they can speak, they can do whatever they want to do. They have that confidence and it's there already. So I feel like the way we are interacted with while growing up has a big influence on who we become.
So we need to explain this more. So you see this introvert of a thing and this extrovert of a thing. All right, let me just tell you like a bit of story. I've met people, right? I've met friends whereby I noticed that even before I noticed, it took a while because I noticed that the way they do most of the things that they do, it's not as if it's what they are brought up doing.
Okay.
It's just like a means to occupy themselves in one thing or the other. And this now traces back to the discipline that we're talking about because it's as if, okay, imagine a situation whereby the parent does not allow the child to go out every time. They know, like, okay, don't watch movies. You don't have any friend. Your neighborhood is kind of dry. And you're always alone. And the only thing that you have to do, the only thing that you can see, you are exposed to in your place, in your house, is books. Which means most of that will sometimes, that's when you will now see most of them. That when they grow up, they always want to read books. So, Kama Foro Gogo. So back to the question. Would you agree with me that most of the things that we do now, that we see as habits, didn't come naturally? Or they even come because we like them? And rather, they come or because we do it for distraction. To distract ourselves from something. Is this supposed to be right?
I would actually like to talk about the distraction part.
Okay.
There are some habits, just the way I said that it can be as a result, who we become can be as a result of our upbringing. Our habits can also be a coping mechanism. Like you said now, some people are not used to like going out or having things to to do and to like just get themselves over. So some people have phones. I mean, nowadays in this Gen Z generation, we all have access to a phone. If you don't have access to a phone and maybe you are within the age of 19 downward, I would feel like what's going on? Because everybody have access to this phone and to the internet. So this phone can be a coping mechanism for some people. So people that don't go out but have phones would always want to interact with their phones, scrolling online on TikTok, doing what I don't know.
They get obsessed with phones. They cannot do it without their phone.
Yes, so because there's nothing really to do. By the time you do all the house chores, by the time you read and read and read and read, you don't want to tell me that you are reading for 24 hours straight up. Like, who does that?
I know people, not me.
But yes, people use phone as a coping mechanism. So overworking, yes, that's another point. Overworking can also be a coping mechanism, and that habit is not really good because you don't have something that would build you or something that you just enjoy. You overwork and overwork and overwork, and that is not good.
All right. So back down to the crux of everything. How does these things affect our lives? I've met teenagers, normal teenagers at the age. I've met teenagers whereby they are introverts, and this introvertness does not really help them. It's rather it affects them, and It's as if it's confined them to just be a shadow. I don't know if you understand what I'm
Yes.
saying. And at the end of the day, when they are depressed, you will not know. When they are about to commit suicide, you will not know.
Yeah.
I don't want to make an example of myself. And when they are even scared, you might not know because
Yeah.
what they don't know how to.
They always bottle it up. They don't know how to express
People like me,
themselves.
not I don't bottle things up, but I don't really know how to converse with people.
Okay.
Not because I'm an introvert. I think I am an ambivert.
In between.
Yes, in between. So you,
I don't know.
are you an introvert or an
I'm
extrovert?
extrovert.
Why do you think you're an extrovert?
Extrovert is extrovert and it's good and I love it and I'm it. I am outspoken, as you can see, and I like playing. I can open up if I'm having issues, not to everyone. In fact, there was a point I had to deal with oversharing. So I'm that kind of person that I don't like bottling things up. I always want to solve each problem as fast as possible so I can regain my peace. So sometimes I overshare and I have to deal with it. So it's just as a extrovert thing, you have to learn some things. Just like introvert too, there are some habits that you have that you need to look over. There are some that you need to take away, and there are some that you need to build up, work on it. Like weakness is just the way you said. You don't it's not like you bottle things up, but you don't like having conversations around your issues. So it's something that some persons are dealing with, which they need to work on. For people like me, extroverts, we tend to overshare sometimes, and you have to work on this. Oversharing is not too good. Yes, so it affects.
So sorry, do you think being introvert and extrovert or between this bad qualities, do you think most of the time it makes teenagers or even people want to be recognized, like for seek attention, recognition, and all?
When we talk about teenagers, I think that every teenager should be heard and seen, whether at home or among friends.
Do you think every teenager wants to be? He said should be. Do you think
Yes.
every teenager wants to be heard or seen? Do you think presently?
I don't think everybody wants to be heard and seen. Some people just want to be backstage. But in that backstage, do you have people that listen to you? Do you whenever you talk, even when you're at the background, behind the scenes, do you have someone that still listens to you? Someone that when you want to talk to them, the person will be available for you, will be attentive to what you have to say. So it's not, there's advantage and disadvantage to everything. So if you're an extrovert, like I said, one of the things with extroverts is that sometimes we don't just care. We overshare because we don't care. So we overshare. I feel like because I'm after me, I just want to be fine. I don't even want to care what you are feeling. I just go ahead to form my own issue. I don't even know whether you are someone that can keep secret or someone that can even solve my issue. But I just went ahead and then I just run up. So for ambiverts, I really don't know much about them, but I feel like knowing when to be reserved and when to be outspoken, like putting balance to it, it's a good thing. Yes. So it's not every teenager that wants to be seen. But even at home, you don't want to tell me that you are a teenager and you're at home and you don't want to be heard. So now you mean that we have 5 siblings. I should just keep talking, you will be here. And you will just want to buy iPhone. And you're telling your dad, you've seen him always buy something for me. And you are not able to tell your dad that you want this. So every teenager should be seen and heard regardless. Whether they want to be seen or not, at least whenever they are not trying to bring themselves out to talk or to do something, there are people that hear them and listen.
So, being introvert, extrovert, last question, do you think it has no good? Like, what do you think about it? Like, okay, what would you say? What would be your message to teenagers? Like, okay, most people that are introvert now and extrovert, let's put this everything under an umbrella.
Okay.
So, what do you want to say about it? Like, okay, I see we are rounding it off.
Okay.
So, what would you like to say to them?
Alright. So if you're a teenager or you have a teenager, I'll just advise you ask them to come and watch this video or you share it to them. So my advice for teenagers that are introverts first, I would say that you should learn to be expressive. You are growing, and I believe that you should start making some decisions for yourself, whether it's easy or not. Because not all decisions are really easy to make, especially when you are at that point, that teen years. You are growing, and it's time for you to start making some necessary and important decisions for yourself. So you want to see habit that works for you and habit that does not work for you. Even though at home you are always known to always have to like keep quiet, listen to instructions, there are times you need to break the rules. Yes, there are times that I had to break the rules just so I can start working in my own becoming, right? So I'm not saying you should be disobedient, but learn to unlearn some habits and learn habit that works with your person. So you don't want to tell me that you want to be the president of Nigeria one day and you are somewhere in the house always keeping quiet, always trying to not socialize with people. It will affect your dream and who you're trying to become. So you unlearn habits and learn the ones that work for you. For extroverts like me, don't overshare, please. Work on oversharing. Yes, work on oversharing, because you don't want to tell me, I've not seen an extrovert that does not overshare. It just comes like naturally. Yeah. So you need to work on that, and also use it for a great, is it great purpose now?
Yes.
Use it well.
Use your fear.
Yeah.
Everything.
Use all the, like the fact that you are outspoken, use it well. Don't use it to cause trouble in town. Use it well. So for ambiverts, just keep, I don't know,
Balance.
just balance everything, because I don't know about them. And that's what I have to say.
We know that discipline, one way or the other, that our parents regard as disciplines, that our parents and adults regard as discipline, has effect in us, as it impact in us, makes us who we are presently are now. And we are not saying for fact that it will change the way we are now. All right, things has happened already.
Yeah.
So the only best thing that we can do now is just find a place to take solace, not in something bad, can just put all the energy into something else and make something good out of it. The reason why we are doing this is not because we are perfect, it's not because we are the perfect background, but we saw this as something that we need to discuss in the society, that will help shaping us in one way or the other. Even though you might not see it as interesting, please try to, but at least just know that we are not the only one feeling the same way you are feeling now. There are others like you. We also have questions, a lot of questions, and that's the reason why we are pouring them out there. This is the TVC, the Voice Corner podcast, where we are discussing things like this. Feel free to share your mind, feel free to say your own, and feel free to reach us. And if you want to reach us, you can drop a comment in the comment section, and you can also email us, the Voice Corner TVC @gmail.com. And okay, you can also subscribe to our channel.
Yes, make sure to do that.
Yes.
Subscribe if you haven't.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TikTok, follow us on TikTok, the Voice Corner,
On Instagram as
on
well.
Instagram, and we also have the WhatsApp channel, and which can reach you also. So thanks so much, and expect more from us. I remain Samuel, and my co-host remains Precious. Thank you very much.